Good evening and welcome to the Science Talk program. In the gracious presence of Dr. Jitendra Singh, Union Minister of State, Independent Charge for Science and Technology, the curtain raiser for the India International Science Festival IISF 2025 to be held in Chandigarh was unveiled on 17th October 2025 at New Delhi. IISF is a celebration of science that inspires public engagement and showcase India's innovation and self-reliance. Listen to Dr. A. Surya Chandra Rao, Director of the Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology, IITM, Pune, Ministry of Earth Science on IISF 2025.
From IITM, we are coordinating all the activities for the IISF 2025. There are several ministries involved in this, and Punjab University is hosting the event at Chandigarh. IISF is celebration of science, and taking the whole idea of IISF 2025 is to bring together scientists, innovators, educators, students, industry and policymakers together so that interaction will actually accelerate the science. Total, there are 22 events will happen. This year, we are focusing on Northwest India. So there is a S&T and ecology for Northwest India. So what we are trying to do there is that first bring all the science and technology for regional growth, showcasing how the innovation is actually driving the progress within the region, and also the sustainability through innovation. These are the different themes will be there, and this is very regional specific. So this goes all the way from Chandigarh, which is a gateway for Himalayas, to all Himalayan states and including Ladakh. We also have a special event this year. The ambassadors and science consulates meet, that is particularly along the Indian Ocean Rim countries. Focus will be given on that aspect. The flagship initiative under IISF 20 aimed at deepening international scientific collaboration and innovation partnership. This brings together all ambassadors and science consulates and delegates from Indian Ocean Rim countries to enhance cooperation in the blue economy and marine research and sustainable technologies. Actually, this reflects our Honorable Prime Minister's vision of positioning India as a science diplomacy leader, advancing shared innovation and fostering global sustainability. The another important event that we are taking up this year is that showcasing science, maths and earth science international Olympiad at IISF. It is a debut event. So what we are trying to do is that celebrating and nurturing the brightest young scientific minds from across India and beyond, and feature them as winners of science, mathematics and earth science Olympiads, bringing together emerging talent on a global platform. So we also wish to aim to inspire curiosity, innovation and scientific excellence by doing this event, and this is one of the very well focused event that will be carried out in the coming months. The another theme that was taken up under IISF is that waste to wealth. Whole idea of this is that showcase how the pioneering solutions in bio-waste utilization, e-waste recycling, green manufacturing and urban resource recovery can be utilized to convert waste to energy. This aligns with the Prime Minister's vision of clean, green and prosperous India, where waste becomes wealth and sustainability drives national development. Coming to the other part, the transformation through new age technologies and reimagining Bharat. That is what is the theme of that. We are trying to show that features innovations from government, R&D institutions, startups across agriculture, healthcare, space, education, clean energy and strategic industries. Here in this session, we are also planning to arrange interactive demos and B2B zones, promote partnerships, technology transfers and indigenous solutions. So it is a very hectic and very focused area that will be taken up. To do all these activities, various ministries are collaborating and making this event, trying to make it a big success. For last 10 years, IISF had these conventional themes that we are continuing with those same themes again. Themes will be, as usual, whatever happening in the last 10 years, that same thing will continue. And most importantly, women in science, Nari Shakti, promoting women as leaders in research, innovations and entrepreneurship. This is the slight change in the theme that we have brought out. In this, ideas for Viksit Bharat, S&T hackathons, encouraging students to develop innovative solutions for national challenges. That is one activity that will be taken up. So we are also trying to organize a societal impact and engagement across through science and society. So we are having a media conclaves, and also we are a national social organization meet, science through games and adventures, science literature festival. All these 4 different activities also will be conducted under this global and societal engagement. Last year we had the moon as one of the major focus. Now we are trying to focus on deep ocean. So moon to deep ocean, from Himalayas to blue economy. Science is shaping a prosperous, sustainable and Atmanirbhar nation. So IIS 2025 celebrate India's scientific spirit and Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision on Atmanirbhar Bharat, where true prosperity is driven by science. Vijnan se Samriddhi. The main theme of the whole IISF and tagline is that innovation, Atmanirbharta and India for global good. So we look forward for everyone's support in making IISF 2025 grand success and particularly engaging young minds and the general public by igniting scientific curiosity and inspiring the next generation to become future leaders and innovators in science and technology.
Dr. Jitendra Singh, Union Minister of State, Independent Charge for Science and Technology, remarked.
This is now going to be the 11th such event, spreading over 4 days, and each time we have tried to come out with a contemporary theme, also keeping in mind the flagship priorities of the government headed by Prime Minister Modi. And incidentally, Prime Minister Modi has been talking so frequently about it that we don't have to actually search for quotes, because he's been talking about science in particularly every major program. And in fact, the other day I was telling, to the amusement of others, I said, if you do a survey, you realize that since 2014, his very first Independence Day address, there's not been a single Independence Day address where it's not flagship one or the other science initiative. For the first time when he came, he spoke about Swachhata, then next time he spoke about Startup India, Stand Up India, then once he spoke about Digital India, then he spoke about, twice he spoke about Deep Ocean Mission. Chandrayaan, of course, in one of his addresses, Gaganyaan, another address. So that's a great motivation, and that's why I say this is one of the best times happening for science and scientific fraternity of India, and therefore also one of the best times to celebrate all this, what is happening around us. And the theme has been very thoughtfully chosen, Vigyan se Samriddhi for Atmanirbhar Bharat, because it's our considered view and accepted view by all that the next phase of our economic growth as we rise from rank 4 to 1 is going to be entirely a majorly technology driven, and that finally would also lead to reduced reliance on others, and every domain, whether it's life sciences, whether it's agriculture, even the fuel sector, less of dependence on the petroleum products and more in the alternative products, which will also give a new paradigm landscape to the geopolitical nature of things that are going to be there around in the years to come. So you can understand the technology is also going to drive the geopolitical face of the world as such, and India's positioning in that world framework. And therefore we have 5 new themes, as was being mentioned: science, technology, ecology of Northwest India, because we have tried to have these festivals by turn in different parts of the country. We had one in South, we had one in East in Goa, we had in Northeast, we had in Central India, and this time it was the turn for North India, so we are there in Chandigarh. So also try to focus, while taking universal themes, also try to focus on the region, because we expect that a lot of our catchment participants will be hailing from that region. So we have dedicated science, technology, ecology for Northwestern India and the Himalayan region, and we have a number of institutes, because all the institutes would be coming together. So we have an institute in Palampur, an institute in Jammu, and of course a couple of them in Chandigarh, which are actually dealing with the resources which are exclusive to the Northwestern and the Himalayan regions. Then we have ambassadors and science consulates meet. We have the Waste to Wealth, of course, which is going to be the next surge of economy, which is the hallmark of the Ministry of Earth Sciences, which is the nodal ministry this time. And we have the International Science Math Olympiads, etc. And as Dr. Rao was mentioning, it virtually would cover everything from moon to deep sea. Last year, the moon was the logo at the site. This time it's going to be the deep sea. And also display of a number of success stories which have emanated from the northern India and the Himalayan region, whether it's the floriculture, the aroma mission, the purple revolution, the new genre of lavender startups, so that more and more stakeholders are able. So that's why we have B2B meetings. We have programs in the form of skits, choreographed dramatics for children, conducted visits for early graduate students, even class 12 level. And there are 9 categories which have been very thoughtfully also sought to be catering to different sections. One is, of course, Vigyan se Vikas, which is something which the Honorable Prime Minister has been always emphasizing. The foundation of national development and self-reliance is going to be science. Then, of course, Atmanirbhar Bharat through S&T, as is being mentioned in the theme itself, the main theme itself. Then we have the biotechnology and bioeconomy component, because that is going to be mainstay of future India's economy. We are hope to be $300 billion by 2030. Then science for society and education, as I said, so because our stakes are too high, particularly after the floating in of NRF, because earlier on, one grievance was that a lot of funding and a lot of resources went to the institutions like IIT, IISF, because the parameters were defined in such way. So in order to ensure more democratization of the resources, particularly for the state-level universities and the other universities, that was one of the major motivations for bringing National Research Foundation, besides, of course, involving the private sector in a bigger way. Then integration of traditional knowledge and modern science is something that is exclusive to India, which is not exclusive to any other country. So that is where we excel others, because we also have the asset of our huge legacy. And at the same time, we are also into very futuristic themes. The quantum mission, which was launched only last year, we are among 3 or 4. You can say that you will have an entire science, technology, innovation ecosystem brought under single roof. So that's going to be the advantage of it. That's going to be the and therefore we also seek you to be there, and some of the media friends, I'm sure Dr. Ravi Chandran would also arrange to carry some of them there, so that you can also, because they are not only going to have serious science, they are also going to have science fun over there. So those who don't look for something serious can look for fun in Chandigarh, in whatever way you define it. That is left to you. But nevertheless, I'm sure that also we will try to cater, because we want to have an assortment of different sections of society. And of course, the media to carry forward the message that we have emphasized, that is the message from lab to globe and from innovation to Atmanirbharta. And therefore, as the title indicates, Vigyan se Samriddhi, science to prosperity, this is the theme that you could be catering to.
Narrated by Kamal Kishore Badaik and produced by Dilip Jha. This broadcast came to you from Indraprasth channel of Akashvani Delhi.